Take a deep breath, fans, because the transfer market is on fire, and Newcastle is up to its neck in negotiations that could change the course of the season. There are promising young players on the market, stars wanting more space, and even a major change being considered. But will there be reinforcements? Or will we see another soap opera without a happy ending? Stay with me until the end and take advantage. Leave a like, subscribe to the Magpies news channel, and activate the bell, because here, the information arrives hot and without delay. The transfer window for Newcastle United is far from being calm. The club has yet to bring in that big reinforcement for Eddie Howe's first team, and this is starting to bother the backroom staff at St. James's Park. So far, young Antonio Cordero has been the only one to arrive, but the fans want more. They want a big name. They want excitement. To make matters worse, the change in transfer management, with Paul Mitchell passing the baton to Andy Howe and Steve Nixon, has only increased the feeling of uncertainty. Meanwhile, some targets have simply slipped through the fingers. Liam Delap and Brian Mbeumo are already on their way to other clubs, and Liverpool have made a big move for Mark Guehi, a name that has been on the Magpies' radar for some time. James Trafford is still a priority in goal, but his price is unrealistic. The same goes for Elanga and João Pedro. There's no point in aiming high and missing the target, and the market isn't just about new arrivals. Longstaff and Joe Willock are names that could leave. And be careful, Liverpool coach Arne Slot has his eye on Alexander Isak. The Swede, by the way, will negotiate his future with Newcastle's board in the next few days. Now hold on to this. Arda Güler, Real Madrid's Turkish gem, is in Newcastle's sights. The club is interested in a loan deal, but it all depends on how Xabi Alonso fits the youngster into the team. Under Ancelotti's command, he was left out of the running. Now, with Alonso in charge, things seem to have changed. The midfielder has already played in 2 Club World Cup matches, scored a goal against Pachuca, and made it clear that he wants to prove himself. In an interview, Güler did not rule out leaving, but he was direct. He would only think about leaving Madrid if he realized he would not have a place. And Alonso? He had nothing but praise. He called the boy special and said that he has a direct impact on the game. Newcastle is keeping an eye on him, and if they see an opening, they will go all out. And if you thought the moves were over, hold on tight. Anthony Elanga is back on the agenda, and this time with a curious detail. A possible swap deal with Harvey Barnes was even mentioned, but Forest's backroom staff have yet to confirm anything. Elanga caused a stir among Newcastle fans when he appeared wearing a black and white shirt in a photo on vacation. But don't worry, he was a Bournemouth shirt because of his friendship with Semenyo. Even so, Sven Botman, Will Osula, and Anthony Gordon commented on the post and got the fans even more excited about the idea. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, consider Elanga a key player and will only talk if a very generous offer is made. The amount could exceed £60 million. Barnes, on the other hand, finished last season well, recovered from injuries, and proved his worth. He scored 9 goals and provided 5 assists. Now, what's the big deal? Barnes wants to play in the Champions League and return to the England national team. Aston Villa is watching, but he is still focused on pre-season with Newcastle. And be careful, the player is also eligible to play for Scotland. In other words, there are 2 open doors to play in the 2026 World Cup. Howe has been working hard to strengthen Barnes and correct the tactical errors from the beginning of last season. And this could be decisive in whether or not the winger remains in the squad. The situation is heated, full of behind-the-scenes moves and uncertainties in the air. Newcastle United is at that point in the window where anything can happen, including nothing. But one thing is certain. The club is trying to move forward, and the fans are watching every step. Now I want to hear from you. Who do you think of these names we mentioned here will really wear the Newcastle shirt? And more, would you be willing to swap Barnes for Elanga? Comment below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the Magpies news channel and stay tuned, because something new could come up at any moment. Let's join us because the market is just beginning. And it's promising.